What's up guys, welcome to another Kengan Omega chapter review. Today we have chapter 108, one of the most hype and best chapters in all of Kengan Omega so far in my opinion. Absolute greatness with tons to talk about. The insanity of Nicholas and Justice Boy and the endless hype for Lolong just grows even more. Shout out to this legend on the Kengan subreddit for releasing these early translations. As you're watching today's video, the better or more official translation should be out, but yep, onto the review. We start out by getting that almighty bite shown again with the blood of Nicholas splattering everywhere, showing how, deep this bite truly is, with Justice Boy, hanging onto him so he can keep on biting. Of course, we see the reactions from everyone. Okibo, standing out in the middle with the most outrageous reaction, while we just have Oma chilling on the side there, hands in pockets, no facial expression. We also see Cosmo, but we don't get too much from Cosmo during this chapter. I expected or wanted to see like a Vietnam flashback sequence of Cosmo remembering getting bitten by Justice Boy in Kanganasha, but sadly we didn't get that. And of course Justice Boy is, main ho just freaking out as well, telling him, stop that as expected. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now back to the video. We see him pretty much ripping, the flesh of Nicholas, but respect to our boy Nicholas, who straight away goes for an attack even after going through something like that, doesn't become scared or delayed like Cosmo did in Kanganasha, so respect our boy Nicholas. However, when he tries to throw that attack, we see that Justice Boy's arm isn't numb, or the nerve paralysis has pretty much worn off at this point. So as always, he blocks Nicholas's attack with his right shield arm and then uses his other arm to smack him down to the ground, and he kind of hits him in the back of the head from the look of this panel. So that's some pretty powerful damage. We see little parts of the ring breaking off, showing the amount of damage that actually did to him. However, respect to our boy Nicholas again. Straight away as he hits the ground, he goes for like a nerve attack around the ankle, and that results in Justice Boy's leg to disappear from his perspective, which results in him falling to the ground as well. So even when Nicholas is slammed to the ground from getting hit in the back of the head like that, he's able to straight away land a strike on his opponent that puts them back on an even playing field. And without any delay, Nicholas lands another strike, and this time it's on like the throat or neck of Justice Boy, which I'm guessing is pretty deadly, and you can maybe say he won't be able to breathe when something like that happens. Regardless, Nicholas is able to land various other strikes while Justice Boy is just chilling there blocking. We've got the referee trying to stop them from attacking one another when they're on the ground. As we know, that's against Purgatory's rules. But yeah, Nicholas doesn't care, Justice Boy doesn't care. We see Justice Boy's pretty worried face as he gets hit with all these various nerve strikes, and then one of the most badass thing, equivalent to the almighty shoulder punch from a few chapters ago. Nicholas mentions that he sealed off both of Justice Boy's arms, and you know what Justice Boy does? One would think maybe he kicks. No, he goes for a headbutt directly, and you think he would go for maybe one headbutt that would like push him back a little bit. No, he goes for multiple headbutts while screaming, executing justice, screaming out justice, justice, justice. What an absolute mad lad, showing even more so the insanity of Justice Boy and what he's willing to do in a fight. We have Sayaka mentioning that he's smashing his face into Nicholas's skull. Does he not care for hurting himself? So man will do anything to inflict pain on his opponent at this point. So he's really just that desperate. We see his like destroyed face, blood everywhere, and then he enters his suppression stance, which was modeled off Kanogito's stance from Kanganasha, I believe. So yeah, it's a similar stance to what Kano uses, and it's very powerful. And when he enters this stance, shit is going to be quite deadly. And we have Oma, who mentioned that's the stance he used against Cosmo. So, Oma notices something's going to happen. We have Nicholas who's saying, you're a real crazy one, yeah, as expected. And he's like, I'll send you to hell. And let's just also note how bloodied up Nicholas's face is as well after all those headbutts. So I would be willing to say they're probably equal in damage at this point. It's very clear that Nicholas has landed a lot more strikes on Justice Boy than what he's received, but as expected, his strikes are a lot weaker compared to Justice Boy's. So my assumption is they're both around equal in the amount of damage they've taken so far during this fight. Then we see some inner monologue from Tarashi, who says, so that's how it is. I'm guessing he's finally realized that these two are trying to kill each other, and he may know what Nicholas is truly capable of. With the following said, Purgatory rules limit his true potential. His results in A-list weren't great because he never went for the kill. So that's another reason to why Nicholas had so many losses, in Purgatory, because he wasn't able to kill. And if he's not able to kill, it kind of makes it hard for him to finish his opponents, as he can limit them with his, nerve paralysis, but he can't officially finish them with his raw power, as that's pretty lacking. So to do so, he would, rather go for the kill, which he's, much better at. And that's pretty much what he's trying to do during this fight, not really caring about winning or losing, just wanting to kill Justice Boy at this point. We have Nicholas charging, but of course, Justice Boy's reflexes are a little bit quicker and is able to land the, first strike on Nicholas's face. But as that strike lands, Nicholas is able to land a kick on, Justice Boy's face as well, so they both fall to the ground again with blood going everywhere, which is probably one of my favorite panels during this fight. They're showing both of them hitting one another and both falling back onto the ground, which is pretty hype. But as soon as they hit the ground, they're both back on their feet, charging at one another. The referee is in the back just saying a count to one, and straight away they're on their feet attacking one another. She says, "Stop fighting, attacking on the count is prohibited, I'll disqualify you." So she's threatening to disqualify them, and then she realizes it's useless, and we see pretty much them two pretty much about to kiss with their insane crazy faces, showing that they're trying to kill each other. And the referee, points out as well, "I can't stop this, someone's going to die at this rate." And then no one expected this to happen, but Lolong says, "Move, I'll do it." He teleports into the ring or something like that, insane speed, and pretty much slaps both of them away. We see Nicholas and Justice Boy going flying in each side. We got, people on Team Kengan's reaction. We got Oma instantly saying, "He broke them off so easily, that guy." So now Oma and Craig Ryan have, referred to, Lolong as that guy, showing his overwhelming power. He says, "He's unbelievably strong." And then Lolong says to Nicholas and Justice Boy, "This match is over. Any complaints?" with this, very angry, menacing face. And that is the end of the chapter. What a way to end the chapter, and what a interesting way to end the fight, and even more insanity, what is going to happen next chapter. So Lolong directly says, "This match is over. Any complaints?" I'm guessing the referee was going to disqualify both of them, and I'm guessing it's going to end in a draw. But Nicholas may stop fighting and, respect Lolong. He may know that Lolong is a lot stronger than him, and there's no point, trying to fight with Lolong. But Justice Boy is kinda a next level of crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up and tries to, kill Nicholas, or even tries to attack Lolong. And if that happens, I can see Lolong just, turning around like fast as shit, and this, one-tapping Justice Boy, knocking him out, not killing him of course, but this knocking him out instantly, shocking everyone even more than what they previously did, which would be even more insane. So the Chad Lolong, with his ever-growing hype, has reached a new peak with this chapter actually doing something. I kind of feel bad for Tarashi at this point, because we know since Lolong did something that Tarashi has pretty much had a stroke or died from a heart attack, and that may also mean Lolong will be disqualified for killing someone. So that may be a big rip for Lolong. But on a more serious note, what is going to happen next chapter? I'm hoping Justice Boy tries to attack Lolong and gets destroyed. That'll be even more hype. And I also see the possibility that Lolong stays out there. This fight's counted as a draw or something, which may also result in another fight getting added to the tournament, which would be pretty cool. Or maybe the tournament could very well end in a draw as well, which would be a bit disappointing if I'm being honest. But yeah, since Lolong's already in the arena, I do see the possibility that he could be fighting next. As I mentioned in previous prediction videos, I have Lolong fighting against Waka. I don't see Oma fighting Lolong. He's already mentioned, he's unbelievably strong, but I just have a feeling Waka's going to fight him, and him and, Waka are going to have a clean, crazy, cool looking fight, which will be, absolute hype without all this crazy kill intent stuff going on. And if I'm also being honest, Lolong kind of cucked this fight, because this chapter with the fight between Justice Boy and Nicholas was, greatness, back and forth, hitting one another, both falling to the ground, both getting up, running at each other, just back and forth. Justice Boy going for that fury of crazy headbutts, Nicholas landing a fury of, nerve strikes on him. It kind of, cucked the ending of this fight, which probably would have resulted in, one of them dying, or maybe both of them dying, which would be even more insane. But yeah, Lolong, crazy hype at the end of the chapter, may have cucked the end of the fight, but still top tier chapter all around. Cannot wait for the next one. And that's pretty much everything for today's review. Let me know your thoughts of the chapter down in the comments. And as always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon, absolute mad lads. But yep, that's pretty much everything for today's video, guys. Peace.